Hello planner friends, in this video we are going to talk about quarterly planning. It is April, so we are officially in quarter 2 of this year, and I don't know how this happened, how we are already in quarter 2, but time is running away as per usual, so I wanted to get a fresh start. I felt like January, February and March were just like not what I wanted them to be and what I expected and how I expected this year to turn out. I had a really hard time personally, so I felt like I wanted a fresh start. I wanted to refocus and look at my goals and look at where I'm going in the next 3 months. So that's what this video is going to be about. So I prepared some things and let me quickly show you so that you can also get it if you want to. So I'm going to use resources from MaxiLife, and these are freebies, so you can download them from their website and then print them out. First, I have the compass assessment, which is like, I think it's also called like level 10 life or something like that, which is where you can rate different areas of your life. And then there are like these statements that you can rate your life on, and I always do this at the end of the year, and so I have my end of the year rating from December here as well to see like where I started in December and where I am now and how I want to continue evolving this or evolving my life. So they also have these compass assessment worksheets. This is where you can enter an area after you scored it, and then you can put your current score and your goal score. And then they have this section, what changes need to happen to arrive at your goal score, what does it look like, how do you feel, and you can brainstorm some ideas about that. And then you choose 1, 2, 3 goals from the ideas above. So this is kind of what I want to do for looking ahead the next 3 months. And then they also have this my ideal week sheet, which is what I want to kind of fill in after looking all of this, setting some goals, and then deciding how I want to incorporate everything into an ideal week. I also have my catch-all planner here. So this is a common planner, and they have, like, first of all, I have set goals for this whole year, and they also have like a quarterly section for goals. So I'm going to look at this and see what I can also incorporate. And they also have these pages. As you can tell, I did not really use this in the first quarter, so I do want to go ahead and fill this out for the second quarter as well. And obviously I am also going to be looking at my calendars, figuring out what is coming up, and all that good stuff. So let me just put this away. Okay, so I want to start by looking at the goals that I have set in December, and I am just going to take a piece of paper and go through these goals, mainly the daily, weekly and monthly ones first, and see what are the things that I did manage to do and what are some things that I did not manage to do in the first quarter and that I definitely want to incorporate, and then we are going to move on from there. Okay, so what I did was I went through these columns, and just let me give you a quick example so you know what I did. So for example, for the daily column that I wanted to do daily in the first quarter as well as the whole year, there are different things that I wrote down. For example, short breaks, daily reading, those are things that I did in the first quarter, so I did not write them down. Affirmations and daily updates. Daily updates I do not want to do anymore. Affirmations I kind of do every day. But what I did was I just went through all of these and then picked out things that I did not do that I do want to focus on. For example, gratitude daily. I did not do that, but I kind of feel like I do want to do that in the next 3 months. Also, daily 5, so eating 5 portions of vegetables and fruit every day. I do want to focus on that. Stretching as well. I did do walks every day, so that's good. But stretching, for example, I do want to put more of a focus on. Also meditation, and tidying up. So I just picked all of the things from these columns that I said that I wanted to do in December, but did not manage to implement them into my life in the first quarter. So I wrote down daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly things that I kind of wanted to focus on for the next 3 months. Now, some of these are obviously like daily, weekly things, so it would be for all 3 months. But looking at these tasks, and while writing them down, I kind of already got a sense of the areas of my life that I kind of want to focus on, which are what is not pictured here, but the biggest thing currently is I am writing my thesis and my deadline is in May. So that is the biggest thing that is going on for me, finishing my degree. But besides that, I feel like I do want to go on and focus on fitness and my health and my mental health and also finances. I kind of feel like those are the things that are on my mind, and those are reflected in the tasks that I kind of picked as well. So I just feel like it is naturally, the topics are naturally like flowing from me. So yeah, so that is that. The next step is going to be that I am going to do my compass assessment and see how I would rate different parts of my life, and then I'm going to contrast and compare that with what I just kind of figured out. So be right back. All right, so I did not fill this out 100% because I realized that I did not need every aspect of this sheet, but I did mark my let me just write down. I just wrote down the date so that when I look at this, I know which day I fill this out. But I did mark my readings for all of the areas. And since I already kind of identified what I am trying to focus on for the next 3 months and what I feel like is most important to me now, and what I have the motivation to work on, and what I'm excited to work on, I kind of went into these assessment scoring like statements. And for health and wellness and financial, which are the things that I just identified as areas that I want to work on, I did do a rating for these statements because now I can see, for example, for health and fitness, what are the things where I feel like I am scoring lower. So for example, I eat well and drink plenty of water. I give a 7, which is not 10 obviously, but it's still like a lot better than the statements where I gave a 4. So now I even have a more like focused understanding of which areas in health and fitness or wellness I wanna work on, or where I should like focus on. So I get a sufficient amount of sleep. I kind of do get a good amount of sleep, but I don't sleep well, and I don't really have good sleep hygiene, and I don't really so I really need to work on my sleep. That is definitely one thing that I can tackle. Also, regular exercise routine. I do exercise, but it's not very regular, and I do want to put more focus on that. And I've healed from any stress or trauma I've experienced, which obviously I should go to therapy for, that I can't do currently. But mental health also is something obviously that I should be focusing on, and also have a healthy self-image and feeling strong in body, heart, and mind. So now through these statements, I kind of have a more concrete idea what I want to like put more focus on. I also did that for financial, and I did not do it for work and learning, which is the third big area that I mentioned, which is writing my thesis. I did not fill it out because these are less specific than what I had in mind for my goals, so I don't need those statements. So now that I have kind of like a better understanding, so sleep and exercise should be, because I already have like a good enough like nutritional thing going, I feel like I can build upon that now. Also, so this like coincides with having healed from any stress or trauma, kind of coincides with the thing that I also identified, which is meditation. So kind of all coming together in my mind of how this is going to play out for the next 3 months. So the next step is to get these complex assessment worksheets, and I'm going to the 3 areas that I just mentioned. I'm going to fill out one of these for each of the 3, and then brainstorming some goals that I want to implement, and probably already kind of putting them into like a timeline. So April, May, June, I'm probably going to do like 3 different sections for each of these areas, so that I already kind of have a brainstorm of what I want to do in each of the 3 months, and maybe also like building up on each other so that it kind of makes sense. So gonna do that and be right back. All right, so what I did now was I wrote down the area of life that I am thinking about, the current score, the goal score, and then I used this and also some new ideas that I brainstormed, that I wrote down, and then I sorted these ideas into April, May, and June, keeping in mind how my life is going to look like in these months. So as I mentioned, I am graduating in May. My deadline for my thesis is in May, so April is going to be busy because I'm going to be focusing on finishing this degree and this thesis. So for April, I only planned working out twice a week because I know that I am really busy. So for May, I was able to plan 3 times a week, and for June, where I am officially out of school and I have a lot more time, I can do 4 times a week. So just kind of going about it like this, and there are some things that I still planned in April, like stretching, but I did not plan stretching and yoga. I just planned stretching because, as I mentioned, I'm gonna be busy. But for June, I did plan stretching and yoga because I'm gonna have more time. So at the bottom, I wrote down 3 goals, and these are for April. So I did that for financial as well, and for career, and I also did physical environment because I want to incorporate daily tidy, as I wrote it here. And so I wanted to kind of map it out a bit. I am unsure about June yet, but that's fine. So yeah, that's that. Now that I kind of already have mapped out some goals, I am going to go through all of these. And I have some highlighters, and I am going to highlight the ones that are daily habits in green, and I am going to highlight everything that I'm going to do on a weekly basis in pink, so that I know for the green that I am going to include those in my daily habit tracker here. And for the pink ones, I know to definitely plan them into my ideal week in the next step. So let me just go through and highlight these quickly. Alright, so I identified new daily habits according to what I brainstormed here, and these I'm going to track every day in April. But I already have a kind of an idea for May and June as well, just based on these ideas that I already wrote down. But I am going to obviously end of April look back and adjust. But these are my daily habits for April, and now I'm going to fill out this, plan the daily habits in here, as well as the new ideas that I had for weekly things, for example, working out and stuff like that. So this is the next step in this prep. So here is my ideal weekly plan. I started this out by writing down my work hours, which is Mondays and Fridays. So I blocked that time first things first, and then I also blocked time to commute to work and back on Mondays, where I work in the office. And then I also put get ready for work on Mondays. And then the next thing I did, I wanted to include a morning and evening routine. An evening routine as part of my effort to improve my sleep quality, and a morning routine to have more like a regulated kind of way to my life, I guess, and not just being all over the place. So for Mondays it is going to be early because I have to go to work, but on other days I implemented a goal of mine, which is not having to be like waking up very early, because I am not an early bird at all. So keeping that in mind, I set my morning routine to be at 8, which feels good to me. I go to sleep pretty late and I can't really get up very early, so I wanted to make sure that my ideal week reflected my ideal wake up time. So it's gonna be at 8, and then the latest this plan goes is 10 p.m, 9 to 10 p.m. So that's where I put my evening routine. However, that could be even later because I usually go to bed around midnight. So maybe 11 p.m. to 12 a.m. is where my evening routine would be, but there is no space for that on this calendar. So then I implemented every single thing from this list that is like a time block kind of activity. So daily 5 obviously is not something that you would put in a time block. But like morning routine, evening routine, I wanted to have a block for working on my thesis every day and writing my thesis every day, because those are two different kinds of things. So I did plan those blocks on the days where I am not working. I also planned a daily tidy block. This plan is always in like 1 hour segments, so I can't really plan like a shorter amount of time, but this is generally where I would do it, between 5 and 6, except on Sunday, which I would do a bit earlier. And then I also implemented every single weekly task that I wanted to do. So working out 2 times is now planned in. I also wanted to do stretching and meditation 5 times a week, so I alternated between those. So I have stretching, meditation, stretching, meditation. It's only 4 times, but I could probably do one more on the other days where I did not plan it. But it doesn't have to be perfect. If it's 4 times a week, it's still better than nothing. So I did that. And then I also implemented meal planning and groceries on Saturdays. So, and I did that after lunch, because if I do it before eating, I'm gonna buy everything and anything that I come across in the store. So it's after lunch. And then yeah, that's kind of all the things that I figured I would want to include in April. So now the next thing is going to be to plan all of this in my planner so that I have it, all of it at one place. Okay, so I added the daily habits into my tracker, and I also added my quarterly priorities, which is career, health, and finances, as I mentioned a couple of times already in this video. I wrote down my like quarterly goals for these areas, and then I wrote down the monthly goals for April for these areas. And I also want to do one last thing, which I did not do on this sheet, which is I want to schedule a weekly check-in. So probably on Sunday is a good time. So here it's gonna be the weekly check-in so that I can check in with my goals and my progress every week. And I would probably also do this like every once in a month, like a monthly check-in, to see how the month went. Obviously, sitting down and setting new goals for May, at the end of April, and all that good stuff. So yeah, I guess this is how I am going to end this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I also have an Instagram account if you want to follow me over there. It's also linked in the description. And other than that, I hope you have an awesome day and that we see each other very soon. Until then, bye.